Hello, welcome back. My name is Scott Alverson, and today we are going to be talking about some new stuff we got for the store, for the new gaming table. Well, for the gaming table we have, which I still haven't done a video on, sadly. Hopefully soon? I don't know. I've actually recorded a few videos, I just didn't like them. So, anyway, you've seen them probably in some of the... I think I did some older videos on them. A little bit on it. But, anyway... So we're gonna get on. We ordered a few years, I think it was about a year ago, maybe 8 months ago, 10 months ago, I don't remember exactly. We had got into a Kickstarter where, got into a bunch of terrain for D&D miniatures, or tabletop miniatures. Doesn't even, any tabletop role-playing game. And we finally got those in. And I wanna show you. I wanna show you some of the pieces, I wanna show you how it works, how it goes together. It's called Dungeons and Lasers from a company, I think from Archon Studios, I believe. And I was a little frustrated by how long it took and the slow communications they had initially with us, or with me, because at first I ordered one set and then I accidentally ordered a second set, and then I said I didn't want the second set, and then months went by and I got no response. So then I'm like, well, fine, I've already paid for it, so I guess I'll just take both sets. And so I was a little disgruntled by that, and you know, it's something that I probably shouldn't have been upset by, because it is what it is. That's what happens when you buy on Kickstarter, right? So anyhow, so I got to a point where I just didn't care. I was like, well, I guess that's $600. I bought 2 story pledges, I think, which are the highest pledges you can do. And I think they were 300, or, well, I don't know if they were the highest pledge, but I know it was the highest package, single package, where I wouldn't be like doing 5 packages or whatever. And it was about $300, and so we got those. Another supporter of the store pitched in $300, and I pitched in $300, and we bought the $600 worth of parts. And I wasn't sure what to expect, honestly. You know, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess I didn't have high expectations. I knew there was a lot of money for a small store, and I knew that, you know, somebody donating that much money to purchase something is a lot of money. But I think in the long run, once you see the product and see how it works, I think you'll agree that I'm pleasantly surprised. So yeah, so let's look at the stuff. I will probably just narrate through the video and just show you the pieces and show you how they work and do a little review. So, alright, here we go. These are the single walls, and of course I'm going to show you how all this works when we get it together. Here we got doorways, open doorways, we have closed doors, we have various types of closed doors. I'm not showing you all of the product because it would take forever to show you all, but I am showing you some of them. Here we have a single wall again that has what appears to be a window or a doorway that's been bricked shut. We can also flip that over and it looks just like a regular wall, like the rest of these. All these can be reversed and flipped over, so they can all, depending on what you want for your architecture. The doors are pretty much the same on both sides, so they're nothing too crazy on that. We're going to move on to connector pieces. I'll show you how all these work. They're small. These are for the outer walls, and this is for connecting the big bases. This is your double wall here, and this one again has, as you can see, there's some architecture involved. There's another doorway that has rubble there. It also has little holes for accessories, which I'll show you some of. If you flip it over again, like every piece is double-sided, so this has just a different type of wall on there. As you can see, it's kind of, the lighting is kind of garbage, but that's okay. And you see what I mean by double wall. It's two of these together would equal the width of one. So that's kind of cool. Move on. Okay, so now we're moving on to our bases. Let's see here. These are single bases and these are double bases. Obviously, you can tell 2 of these equal 1 of these. There is no flip side to these. You flip them over and you can see the connection pieces on the back, which I'll show you how they work here in a minute. So, pretty simple, pretty easy stuff to do. I have multiple styles. I have wood floors. I have some other type of floors. I have some torture chambers, heroes chambers. I have the warlock chambers and all this and that. I'm only showing you the base parts because that's what I'm going to be working with today. And I just didn't want to dig everything out. Plus, I got to leave stuff for other videos. You know, sillies. Alright, so we're going to move on. A quick little building for you to show you how easy it is to use the system. I do like this system. It is very simple. And yeah, we'll show you how to do it. I'll show you some pros and cons, mostly pros. So first thing we'll do is we'll start off with a long piece for a doorway maybe. Sounds good. We have to flip it over, and first thing you'll see is a doorway, and we do this. We just take, as you see, these pieces, they all have like a little hole there and a little hole there. Well, the circle hole obviously goes over this part, right? So simple, we pinch it down and flip it over. As you can see, there's this, and now we'll use an open doorway because I don't think the dungeon needs to be closed. Okay, as you can see here, if you kind of see in the camera there, it is kind of a plus sign shape. It also fits in that nice little hole there. So we'll slide that in like that. Pow. So now we're gonna put some double walls. We need some bigger walls. So we'll have to. Okay. So first thing you want to do when you're doing this is figure out how you want this set up. I want a door here, some walls there, and maybe an intersection there. So we're gonna go ahead and add parts to make sure this will work properly. For walls, the outer walls, we always use these little tiny pieces like these. And we just flip those upside down. So this little ridge here is facing onto the table. We push them in, make sure you push them in nice and tight. Otherwise your buildings have a tendency to curve a little bit, but if you push them in nice and tight and get smooth, it'll be fine. You won't have nothing to worry about. We'll do that here because we need multiple walls down this. And on this one we'll do the same thing because the doorway, it does not need to connect to anything. And last but not least, we will put a long piece. Now this is going to be, as you can see here, this has one hole there, and then the plus sign in the middle, or the little connector, the wall connector. So this will actually connect to another piece. So we'll do this. Awesome. We can take any piece we want for an intersection. I will probably be using a bigger piece again. We'll put that in there. That'll be kind of our intersection. Now with our intersection again, I'm not going to flip them over every single time to show you how these work because I think you kind of get the idea. But we'll flip it over, and then we go ahead and add another. We'll add another two onto that. And there we go. We're starting to make a building. This is super simple, super easy, right? So I always work on the base first before I start doing like doors and stuff, because it's just easier to lay out your dungeon and then add all these extra little prongs. I was just showing you how to add these on, so it's just easy, just for reference reasons. So we're gonna go ahead and build a little dungeon here real quick. Don't mind the time that it takes me. It shouldn't take too long to do. As you can see, this is a fairly simple process. We're gonna go ahead and I like working with these pieces. I really do. These are fun and not complicated at all. As you can see, obviously, we're gonna go ahead and slide these. Like, I'm not making anything specific. I'm just doing this for fun right now to show you and for reasons of showing. Let's see here. We'll do another room off this side here because why not? We're getting there. Let's see if we can zoom that out a little bit. Okay. We don't want to make this too crazy, so we're going to go ahead and just finish up this room here. Oh, hey, behave yourselves. And we're going to add some single floor. Easy enough, right? So I hope that by showing you how easy this is, this will help you determine if you want to buy a set like this. It's super simple, super easy to do, and there's nothing really complicated about it. Other than, well, okay, that's not true. The only complicated thing about it is every piece you see so far was on a sprue, and I will show you what that is here in a bit. Let me go grab one. Okay, so Every piece was on a sprue, and I mean every piece. I have thousands. I probably a couple, maybe 1,000, 1,500 pieces, whatever, amongst all the stuff I bought, or we bought anyway. And so it gets a little nuts, and I will show you. As you can see, this is a sprue, or this is how you get the pieces. Now, yes, these pieces come in a different rack, but this is just for some accessories that come with it. And as you can see, that's a lot of clipping. And so to do that, I use one of these little side clippers, they're little flush mount clippers for hobby, basically for modelers. Regular side clippers or regular side cutters will work, but it's best just to get these little tiny ones because they got these nice little tiny points. And as you can see, they're little tiny points here. And so it gets good in there, and it's nice and flush on the back side, as you can see there. And it's very good for clipping pieces off. I'll make a video about the tools you need for this stuff later. I also went along and had a sprue remover from Citadel. What that does is, I'm not sure if that's the exact name, but it takes mold line remover. Actually, it's mold line remover, I believe is what it's called. Anyway, you take that and you scrape it down to get rid of the mold lines. Or you can use just a regular X-Acto blade. Nothing too major. Anyhow, that's what you'll need to do that. So anyway, let's get back. We got sidetracked. We got back to finishing our dungeon here. So, we're working on a dungeon. I think we're almost done with this dungeon, but we're going to add another room here. The last room of this dungeon. We're going to make this super simple, super easy because, well, everything's easy, right? Everything should be easy in this game. If it's not easy, nobody's going to use it. And you can do this on the go. As you see, it's only taking me a few minutes other than being sidetracked to do this. Now, the rooms can, of course, be any size you wish. I'm making my rooms small. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, or well, these are 5-foot squares, so they're 20 by 20, 20 by 20. Now the tedious part. The only tedious part about this is putting up the walls. If you really want to, which I do. I like the whole immersion thing. And this means we got to put these little pegs up here on all these outer wall parts, right? And these are all the little single ones. Anywhere we're gonna do a wall, an outer wall or inner wall, it doesn't matter as long as it's a wall. I'll show you. I'll show you. You'll get it. You'll understand. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward this and do it quickly. Hopefully, I guess in this part it is easier to flip it over. This is actually a good example of how strong this stuff is. Totally, for the most part, you can kind of see that. I decided I'd take out the other room because I don't want to make this video run for 45 minutes. So, not gonna run for 45 minutes. But since I'm sprue removing or cleaning off the mold lines and the leftover sprue parts, it is taking me a little longer than it should. But I haven't cleaned off every single part. Like I said, I clipped off a whole pile of them. I don't see that. See that? This is what happens here. It's the only bummer of the system. You see how this one's poked up? Now I have to pull it out. Take it off, clean it. I suppose if I just went through and did all this up ahead of time, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I'm trying to do it as we go because, well, I didn't want to sit down and clean off, a few thousand little parts. If that makes any sense at all, please understand. Alright, so we're going to set this room aside because we don't need it. Alright, you see that? Well. Alright, so here we are. This is our little dungeon. So we're going to set up a door. Now, this is the easy fun part. It was all fun. We can put an open door, which we're not going to do on this one. We're going to put a closed door. So I have a dungeon door, or a castle door, or whatever. As you can see there, we put up a door. Now we can spin it. And I vary between the types of walls I like to use. I will put up standard. They kind of, I don't know if you can kind of hear this, but they kind of click into spot. Here we'll put another, maybe you don't have to put something here, but I'm going to put another little entryway there just to give it a little extra flair. Now on the sides here, we cannot, we have to pay attention to what we're doing. You know, double walls are awesome and great and grand. And we like to use those, but we also have to use singles because on the corner here, you just click it down, pop, click, see, done, easy. Now, why would we need to use doubles or doubles compared to singles? Well, doubles are good for integrity because they don't flex at all. So when you get a joint like right here, you're worried, maybe a little worried about, or maybe right here, yeah, right here. I could put a double wall here, for instance, but it's just on a double piece. So we'll put it here. It gives a little extra stability. And it clicks in. And let's see here, we got a single wall we could put here. Clicks in. It's even getting more rigid now. As you can see, I can pick it up without much issues. Let's see here, we need to put more single pieces on. So we'll do this. We'll put a double piece over here. You know what? We're just gonna double piece all. We're gonna double piece this. We're just gonna get wild. We're gonna get wild. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the problem with the double pieces if we were gonna do it this way. Now, if I wanted to, let's say put a doorway here. You see how there's the doorway there. And I put this wall here. Okay, now we'll spin it. Hopefully you can see this okay on the camera. So you know sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but I'll try and zoom in. Okay. Now, the problem would be is I have a double right here. Now, yes, that's great for integrity, but if you put it in there, you cannot, you can't, well, I mean, you probably could force it, but it's really hard because this little piece, as you can see, is angled, and it needs to fit in between two pieces. So, like, if I put it here, for instance, oops, like if I put it, you can see right there, there's a little bit of an angle. Let's see if we can get a better view on that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you see, we need this little gap here for this little angle here to slide in nicely. You see how that works? How it slides in. Down here, we don't have that here. Let's zoom back up. Down here, jerk. Down here, if we try to do that, you see there's no way, there's no piece there. So in that instance, we are going to go ahead and zoom back out here, and we're going to have to pull that double off. We'll put up two singles, which is perfectly fine because they work. They click, click. And then we'll do an open door down here. Now it'll slide in there nicely. No problems, no questions asked. Let's get some more pieces here. Let's put a single there. Obviously, if I wasn't showing how to do all this, this would go much smoother and quicker. But this is part of the video, man. We're showing you how to work this system. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys can see. We'll put a closed door there. They don't need to know what's going on here. I think, you know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to take these center pieces out here. No, we'll leave them because we'll just make it fun. Let's see here. We'll put another closed door down here. This means, of course, we can't put a big straight wall, so we have to put small ones. Oh, let's try to pop those in there. Click. We'll put a double wall there because it works there. So we're not going to put any more N3s. And then we'll single there. Again, I'm just randomly putting up pieces. I'm not actually looking and seeing if they're wall sides or non-wall sides or whatever. Come on. And I know my camera work's not great for this video, but there we are. We have a dungeon completed and ready to go. I'm going to try and get some better pictures for you so you can see what we're looking at. Alright, there we go. As you can see, we got a dungeon. And it starts here. Here, let's get the camera off the tripod, huh? Or the dungeon starts there. You walk in, doorway. You gotta go down to that little room, or you can open one of these two doors and walk through this little hallway. Yeah, no, the dungeon's not the most greatest example of modern architecture, mind you, but I just wanted to show you how easy and quick that was. And for takedown, it's simple too. You just pop the pieces out. Okay, doing this one-handed is not very fun, so we're not going to do one-handed anymore. All right, so there we are. There's our little dungeon for the day. I just wanted to show you how easy it was to use the Dungeons and Lasers from Archon Studios. It's super simple to put together. It's super durable. It gives you some realism. I got some minis I'll show you. You can put some little fire elemental in there, and maybe a water elemental down over here. And then we got our little wizard. He wants to go in, and he's going to go in and battle him. So there we are. It's pretty cool. I like it. It is it's going to be a great accessory to our store, and it'll be fun for you guys to come in and use and build stuff and build your dungeons ahead of time. And for anybody else, I would highly recommend, if you are not in the local area, of course, you're probably not. But if you aren't, this is nothing wrong with this. I know there's other companies out there that are doing other things that are similar, and they're probably great too. But this is my experience with Warlock tiles, or not Warlock tiles. This is my experience with Dungeons and Lasers and their minis. Oh, I forgot. I gotta show you some accessories. So yeah, with my experience, it's really easy. Again, tear down super simple. You just do that, and it's just simple. I mean, it takes very little time and effort to tear stuff down. There are other accessories, which I'll slide this out of the way, which I showed you. Some of those were on the sprue, but I have some that are put together. So here we go. We have a whole pack of accessories. Now, I do not have these sorted out, but I have like stairwells, right? Oh. I do have stairs. Kind of cool. We got little traps. Ooh, ow, they're sharp. You can see the little trap there. I know the video is not great, but there we go. We got traps. We got different types of stairwells. So we got your curved stairwell there. We have the sci-fi stuff, which I haven't mentioned yet, but we do have some sci-fi parts also. I just haven't showed you. We have trees. We have pillars. As you can see there's a pillar. We have candelabra candles, where you put a little candle in there. Treasure chests, nuclear reactor type, nuclear waste storage, whatever you want to call there. Anyway, lots of little mini pieces in here that we can add. One thing I will show you is we do have like, let's see here. Okay, here's a piece right here. That's good for it. Let's get everything else out of the way. You see that there's a little shield, right? He's got a little plug on the back. Well, remember, lots of these walls have holes in them. Well, that little plug just conveniently fits in there, and so you can put a shield on the wall. Or in the case, these aren't as fun to take off by any means. Or let's see here, we do have a little. I want to find my little candles. My little candles. Where's my little candle? There we go. Little torch. We have a little sconce we can put on the wall, a little torch, and now as you can see, the wall has a torch. So that's kind of cool, right? All these fun little accessories. There's lots and lots, and I'm not going to go through and show you every one of them today, because I want you to come in and play in the store, or I want you to go out and buy your own set and kind of get an idea. Maybe we'll do more videos based on some of these different fun things. But for now, I think we're coming to the end of this video. It has been a long video, and we are recording monsters. So, Well, we'll do a set. Dungeons and Lasers also did some minis that came with this, and I'll show you those in another video. They are the Druid. Let's see here, Druid. The Druid Was Right series. They are a bunch of little minis. I'll give you a sneak peek of one of them. And let's move that stuff out of the way. As you can see, he is adorable little baby. Alright, there's one of the minis right there. Just one though. I want to show you them all. He's a cute little baby dragon, which of course you have to assemble. And yeah, we can also paint them. That was my quick video on the Dungeons and Lasers War Dungeon. I'll show you. It's this company right here. On the Dungeons. Yeah, Dungeons and Lasers. This is one of the stretch goals here. The extra pieces were. You can come here, use these parts, part of the membership. You don't have to, you know, there are no rental fees or nothing. It's just one of the bonuses of being a Guff Stuff member and a DM here. DMs have access to all of this stuff anytime they want, as long as they're not taking it out of the building and they're using it here. It's awesome. So anyway, until next time, my name is Scott. You call me Guff. Signing off.